Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to the full board meeting and the first official meeting for our fiscal year 24-25 of the Virginia State Board of Visitors. We will have the roll call by Dr. Red.
Good morning. Dr. Valerie Brown,
Here.
Mr. Victor Branch,
Here.
Dr. Joseph Chase, Mr. Thomas Cosgrove,
Here.
Dr. Robert Denton,
Here.
Dr. Harold Green,
Present.
Dr. Leonard Haynes,
Here.
Mr. Peter McPherson, Ms. Daphne Meeks,
Present.
Mr. John Moore,
Present.
Mr. Edward Owens,
Here.
Ms. Verndell Robinson. Here. Mr. Robert Thompson, Mr. Kishore Thoda, Mr. Dennis Elvi.
Present.
And I'd like to recognize our board representatives, Professor Tracy Jackson, faculty representative. Present. And Mr. Yusuf Omar,
Present.
student representative. Thank you. Have a quorum.
Thank you, Dr. Red. We will now have invocation by Pastor Seth Ahmad McQueen.
Good morning. Let us pray. Holy One, time is filled with swift transitions. Not on earth unmoved can stand. We build our hopes on things eternal, and we hold to your unchanging hands. It's because we hold on to your unchanging hands, we give thanks that you have brought us into the safety of this new day. Lord, as we transition into the business of today, we ask that you will give us wisdom to hear and to respond in courage and clarity. Let our words be seasoned with grace. Let our actions reflect what is a part of your will for the greater good of Virginia State University. Let us all come together in unity. Help us to know and believe in the gifts you have given us, both individually and collectively. Inspire us to solve the challenges we may face and to take joy in our shared triumphs. We trust in your presence and your guidance today. Amen.
And thank you, Pastor Seth. I want to welcome, obviously, it's the first official board meeting of this fiscal year. I want to welcome all of our new board members. And we have Mr. Peter McPherson. This is officially just for the record. Mr. Robert Thompson and Ms. Verndell Robinson. Welcome as official new members to our board. But we also have returning new members who had finished or completed the unfilled terms of some of our previous board members. And that is Dr. Denton. Welcome for your reappointment, and also General Vi. So welcome to the board. And welcome back all of our returning board members that I've worked with over the past year. It's great to have everyone back. I feel we have a very, very robust team that is serving here. And to round out our team, again, as Dr. Red has already acknowledged, we want to recognize Yusuf Omir, who is our SGA president, as well as Professor Tracy Jackson, Faculty Senate. I'm sure everyone saw, even from the orientation, our new board members just came right in and jumped in the deep end of the pool, and the conversations were very robust. And I'm sure they don't even feel like this was their first meeting, especially after this 3 days. It feels like you've been here for months and years already. But I think that is wonderful. That is a testament, I hope, to my previous board members, that you made everyone feel extremely welcome, that you could ask questions, you could jump right into the conversation. And I hope you felt that they were welcome, that we want the questions, we want the engagement, because we really think that that informs us as a board. I tell people all the time, in corporate America, we were always taught, human resources would tell us, that you get your best information from new people the first 90 days that they're on board. because they come in not knowing what was or how things used to be. And, because when we get acclimated, we just kind of go with the flow because that's how we do it. But new people will question it. So we welcome anything that you see that we can do differently as a board that would definitely make us more engaging, give us the ability to answer and make wiser decisions. We want that. So please continue to be engaged and continue to assist us. So we really appreciate and we think we have a great round of new board members. Thank you so much. We also had a great turnout last night. I hope everyone enjoyed the celebration where we tried to acknowledge the J. Stagmeyer scholars as well as board members who were finishing their term here on the board. I thought it was an excellent and well-received celebration last night. Dr. Red shared with me that it was probably one of the better staffed or people that came in terms of full capacity. So I think that's a testament once again to the staff. Thank you guys for coming, administration to help support, and us as board members able to commit that time to celebrate the work that people have done. Thank you so much. I've already shared that we had great orientation on Wednesday, but I got to tell y'all, yesterday, Thursday, the committee meetings, they were robust. They were great. I can't say in the past 6 years, I think we've gotten better each year. And I think it's gotten better because the board has taken the initiative to attend all the committee meetings. I know you are selected to serve perhaps on up to 2 committees and you try your best to attend those 2, but I hope you found the importance of attending all the committee meetings because that's where the robust conversations take place. This is where a lot of the questions are asked. This is where a lot of the detail is given that you may not get in a full board session. So we saw that in full action on yesterday because we ran over and Dr. Red was hunching us and doing this. She's doing her job, but hey guys, we're doing our job too to make sure when we get to the board that we're well informed because we don't want to be asked to make a decision. And I got 101 questions before I make it. So the place to get those answers is in committee. And again, we're in full board session and obviously we will not deny anyone's button coming on to ask a question. We will acknowledge you. But in fairness to the staff, and I've always said this, if there's a question to be asked, and especially if you review the information on diligent in advance, you might have questions that you can forward ahead of time to ensure that the staff has the answer when we get here. Because I know it's difficult to be put on spot. I'm sure they're all nervous every time they get up in front of us and they have prepared information. So can you imagine how they feel when they see a red button go on? They're like, oh my goodness, what are they going to ask? Because they're hoping they know the answer. And so we want to make sure they do know the answer. And the way we can do that is to the best of our ability. Let's forward those questions ahead of time. So if they need to do any research, they can do it and they can make it all a part of their presentation. I think that helps all of us to be a better team. And I think that's part of what has gotten us to where we are, Mr. President. I think we work very well together. I think we've tried hard to be as transparent as we can and to provide as much information as we can. And we're in a good spot, y'all. I mean, you've heard in committee and we'll hear again in full board. Things are going very well. We don't have any astronomical challenges. I'll say that. And it's great to be in leadership when that's the situation. So kudos to you as board, and thank you once again for allowing me to serve as your rector. I want to, what is that? Oh, I got to save that from the roll call. Do I need to say that now? Stop and go back there. Okay, I am so sorry. As a part of the roll call, I'm going to backtrack. Thanks, see, Dr. Red keeps us on track. I appreciate it. The full board is convening today on September 13th at 9:30 a.m. at the Gateway Dining and Event Center. The meeting is available to the general public via live stream in compliance with the Commonwealth of Virginia open meeting laws. There will not be an opportunity for general or public comments at this meeting. The public may access the full board meeting on the VSU website, the homepage www.vsu.edu at the link VSU live events pursuant to the Americans with Disability Act, ADA, and Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, VSU will provide sign language interpreters during the live stream. That's IT, Accessibility Laws and Policies, Section 508.gov. If viewers experience technical interruption, they may contact the VSU Help Desk at 804-524-5210. If there is an interruption in the live stream, we will stop the meeting until the interruption is cleared up. And I believe we have one person by electronic means. That is Mr. Ed Owens. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Owens, can you, obviously, we've stated your name. Can you restate your name, your location, and the reason for why you're participating electronically? Thank you.
Edward Owens. I'm in South Boston, Virginia, and for medical reasons.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, with the last point of my remarks, I would like to ask Attorney Mike Millis to come as we were doing introductions and introduce, okay, our final person who sits here with us on the dais. Yes.
Director Brown, members of the board. My name is Mike Mellis. Most of you have probably seen me sitting over in council seat over there. I'm the section chief for the higher education section at the Office of the Attorney General. And since your prior council assigned specifically to Virginia State, Cindy Marquez retired in November or December.
Yep.
I've been filling in as necessary, and that's why most of you have seen me sitting over in council seat over there. Today, you have a new face sitting in council seat. I'm very happy to introduce Nathan Moberly to the board. Nathan will be assigned to the Virginia State University Board of Visitors in providing advice to the university and to its administration. I'm excited that he's joined our higher education section. He was in our Office of the Attorney General's Civil Rights Division for a few years before being hired into this position. So he has extensive experience in civil rights here in Virginia through the Office of the Attorney General. And prior to that, he was a litigator in private practice who litigated primarily medical malpractice cases, but has extensive litigation experience, which I think is valuable to bring to a position like this. So he can spot issues before they happen. We try to anyway. Nathan also is an attorney serving in the Virginia Air National Guard. So he has pretty broad base of experience. I'm very excited to have him assigned to Virginia State. I think you will find having him very helpful. And Nathan is excited to be here as well. So with that, welcome to Nathan.
Thank you, Mike. So will we not, welcome, Nathan. Thank you. We feel like we're already engaged with you as well. You've been here since the orientation, so we appreciate that as well. We're looking forward to working with you. So Mike, will we not see you anymore?
You will see me periodically, and I'm just a phone call away, literally a phone call away. So I am happy. This is one of my favorite places to attend. I've enjoyed sitting in that.
We make your job easy.
It is, absolutely. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike, and welcome again, Nathan. And that concludes my remarks. I need an approval for the agenda with one addition. When we look at the nomination of elections of new officers, if you remember on yesterday, I also added the position of the VSU liaison to the foundation with Dr. Chase. So I will be adding that to that section of the nomination. So with that one change, may I entertain a motion for approval of the agenda?
Move approval is amended.
Okay, it's been approved and second, the agenda as printed with that one addition. May I have a roll call vote? No, aye, just aye. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, the agenda has been approved. I also need a motion for the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting of April 26th that was posted for you in diligent. May I entertain a motion? So moved
Second.
and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the first order of business is the nomination and election of the new officers and the committee chairs due to vacancies in those positions that were either due to non-reappointment or the expiration of the term of the boards, as we heard on yesterday evening. My recommendation that I'm putting forth to the board would be the position of Vice Rector Victor Branch, Secretary Kishore Thorda, and Chair of Facilities and Finance, Ms. Daphne Meeks. Are there any questions and/or any other suggestions or nominations from the floor before I entertain a motion? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I just said that. And the addition of the VSU liaison to the foundation, Dr. Joseph Chase.
Move to approve the resolution.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the position, the nomination and election of the new officers and committee chairs of Vice Rector Victor Branch, Secretary Kishore Thorda, Chair Facilities and Finance Daphne Meeks, and liaison to the VSU Foundation, Dr. Bishop. I guess I could say that too, though, right? Bishop Joseph Chase. Roll call vote. Roll call vote, please, Dr. Red.
Dr. Valerie Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Branch,
Yes.
Dr. Chase,
Yes.
Mr. Cosgrove,
Yes.
Dr. Denton,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Haynes,
Yes.
Mr. McPherson, Ms. Meeks,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Owens,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Thoda is absent. General Vi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Red. And congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you in your new position. And now we will have remarks by our president, President Abdullah.
Thank you so much, Madam Rector. Before I go into my remarks, whenever we have new students in the room, I like to kind of explain to them what is happening. And so when they were taking pictures, you saw members of the Statesman newspaper. I think there are even more students here. Please wave just a little bit, students who are here. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so yes, move back. This august body that is sitting in front of you here, they are called the Board of Visitors. They are appointed by the governor as volunteers to really be stewards of Virginia State University. The easy answer is they're my boss. And so what they do is they make sure that Virginia State is running well, and they are the top of the food chain, if you will. And your student representative sits at the table and faculty representative to make sure that they have those opinions in their wheelhouse. Does that make sense? But they are very important, and we are always very thankful that they volunteer their time to work here at Virginia State University. Okay? All right. And oh, you had your mic on. I thought you were going to.
Oh,
you
sorry.
okay. So I will also, and I gave some of this welcome to the new members in orientation and in committee, but just for the minutes, I want to say welcome also to our 3+2 new board members, to Verndale Robinson, who we served on the task force for formerly enslaved African Americans together. It's wonderful now to have you serve here at Virginia State University. To Mr. Peter McPherson, former president of Michigan State, former president of APLU. Our land grant mission is very important to us. To have you here, I think, adds a lot to Virginia State University. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Rob Thompson. Thank you so much for joining. Former school board member in Chesterfield County, but most importantly, a graduate of Little Small Baby State. And so whenever we can get graduates of Norfolk State here to participate here with Virginia State, we love that. But thank you all so much for agreeing to be a part of the board. Additionally, our two new representatives, Yusuf Omir, welcome to the board. I know he was not here the past couple of days. He sent the vice president, but this is our Student Government Association president. We're very proud of him. And of course, Professor Tracy Jackson, who you have seen for the past couple of days, our new faculty senate chair. Thank you so much for agreeing to serve to lead the faculty and then by definition being here. Okay, here we go. This is my report. Thank you very much, Gwen. Gwen is the one turning the thing. She made this presentation. I think you clicked it. So we got 5. Oh, I'm already starting. Safety and security. Chief came yesterday. This is really an overview of many of the things the highlights of what you saw yesterday. Chief gave a wonderful presentation to let you know, one, give you the details of what happened, and two, the details of what we're working on to make sure that we can begin to reduce the amount of incidents at Virginia State University. He gave a description of the event. Let's go back. He gave a description of the event, of course, occurred on August 14th. There were 4 individuals who were injured. None of them were students. None of the assailants nor victims were students at Virginia State University. We are still quite concerned. I think the big takeaway here is that even as we begin to shut down more of the area around the quad, and those of you who've done the tour, I think I showed you where that was a vulnerable area, that what it does is it shows other places that could be vulnerable. Those young people, as you heard yesterday, were parked in Petersburg, walked up the stairs onto campus. And so our next capital project is to make sure that we fence in that area of campus. But we are all very realistic. What we will find out, of course, once we fence that in is that there's another place that might be more vulnerable. But we will continue to do what we can to make campus safe. I also want to highlight, and I mentioned this yesterday, but in the town hall, our SGA president really spoke to the students. We know our responsibility. We're working on that, but talk to the students about their responsibility, see something, say something. And I'm very proud that the SGA is leading that initiative. Thank you. Next slide. Financial summary. We're doing well. This will be one of our best budgets ever. We have more revenue coming in, whether it's from new students, whether it's from our government relations work. And so we're excited. Our investments are up close to $100 million. And so we're excited where we are as a institution fiscally. At the same time, and this was something that I mentioned to you yesterday, the past 3 years, we had about $80 million come in through the federal government for COVID relief funds. Those funds are no longer here. And so while we have increased from student tuition, we've increased from our state appropriation, that there are some dollars that aren't here, and we are experiencing some right sizing to make sure that we can continue to go forward. But we feel very good about where we are fiscally, and I think you saw that yesterday. Next slide. Our admissions update. The bottom line, this is our freshmen. Last year, paid and cleared, we had a little under 1,400 freshmen. Last year, around this time, we had just under 1,500 freshmen. Right now, we've got over 1,600 freshmen. What does that say? It says that this institution is an institution that is becoming more of a first choice institution, that there are many young people who want to be here at Virginia State University, and we're proud to provide the kind of education that we do. It does create kind of, what do we call them? Increased enrollment challenges. Those increased enrollment challenges include, of course, housing. We house about 80% of our students. That's a lot of students, and that is becoming the thing that is limiting our growth, which is why, of course, we're going to build a new residence hall. Next slide. Oh, there we go. This is our enrollment really as it stands today. So these aren't predictions, but this is as it stands today. So right now, in terms of the number of students who have cleared and taken care of their balance, we're just about 4,600 students. If we were to compare that to years past, again, it's more than last year, more than 2 years ago. This will not ultimately be our final enrollment. One, we know that there's some young people who are still working through the FAFSA challenges, given the fact that the FAFSA changed. We talked about that yesterday. But also, generally, we have a lot of first-generation students who are working through the challenges of how they get to a place where they can get their bills paid. And so traditionally, this month we take this month to make sure that we can do everything we can to help students get to where they need to get to. And so while it's at 4,600 now, I believe that Dr. Brooks Walters said that we should get to about 5,400, she says. 5,400 would be another 800. And if you look at last year's number at 4,400 and we ended up at 5,200, that's about what we end up doing for the month. So next slide. New buildings. The new board members had a tour 2 days ago. Existing board members would have had a tour in April. What we really talked about that this period in time that we're in now is one of the largest times of capital investment in Virginia State University's history. The first, of course, is the Alfred W. Harris Academic Commons, which is halfway done. The outside is done, the inside is not. It should finish for fall of 2005. We will break ground this year on the admissions and advancement building in the parking lot of Rogers Stadium. We will break ground next year on the Student Health and Wellness Center to provide a new gym and workout facility for our students. Next slide. We will break ground on the Student Leadership Center, which essentially will be an addition to Foster Hall. That'll be in another 18 months. We'll break ground on that. And additionally, we will break ground this semester on a new residence hall over by the quad. I can say safely, I don't believe that there have ever been this many cranes that are going to be up at Virginia State University. And so I'm very excited about, one, our ability to manage our finances, two, our support from the state, and three, all of the support that you all give to make sure that we can move forward. Next slide. General updates. One of our very distinguished faculty members, Dr. Lucius Edwards, and I say doctor because we were fortunate enough to award him an honorary doctorate at our last commencement, passed away recently. Mr. Edwards, it's hard to really put a finger on how important he is to Virginia State University. It would not be an exaggeration to say that he is the father of all of the history that exists at VSU. He tells the stories, everybody listens. As a matter of fact, as you've heard me tell stories of history at Virginia State, around most alums, I have to tell people that Lucius Edwards has co-signed what I've said, or else they want to, oh, okay, he said it, then it's okay. We are really happy that before he passed away, that we got a chance to honor him with an honorary doctorate. His service is tomorrow, and I'll be speaking at his funeral, and we're just happy to honor him in any way that we can. Next slide. And we want to congratulate you all. We love to congratulate folks. And while Mr. Thoda isn't here, our brand new secretary of the board, we do want to congratulate him for being named the new chief of staff to Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears. And so he is, and we hope, of course, that's going to bring great things for Virginia State University. But we're also happy for him. So we can clap for him. And it appears that in an article somewhere that there's a Kim W. Brown and a Valerie K. Brown that have been honored as a power couple in ministry. For those who, you can clap for that real quick so I can. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Valerie and Kim Brown run used to, because now she's retired, one of the awesome churches, the Mount in Chesapeake, Virginia. But as it relates to higher education, and this is very unique, I'm not sure this has ever happened. But while Valerie K. Brown is the rector of the board of Virginia State University, her alma mater, her husband, Kim Brown, is the rector of the board of Norfolk State University, his alma mater. And I'm not sure that a couple has ever been rector and rector. And so please, another time, can you please give them a round of applause? I want the students to know that she takes this VSU thing very seriously. And, you know, she is not a Spartan at all. She's all Trojan. She married a Spartan, but she's all Trojan. I think that's it. Gwen. Gwen wants to talk about something else. You can. Yes, ma'am. Yell at them, please.
Titled Personified, and it is about primarily about Dr. Abdullah and his wonderful leadership. But aside from that, it is a wonderful 9-page article that we got at no expense to Virginia State University about Virginia State University. And our rector, Dr. Brown, is also quoted in this article. So, and I might have 1, 2, or a box full over here if anybody would like one.
Yes, she is going to make sure that you have it very soon. Yes. Yes, and I'm available to sign and autograph, and so is the rector. She's available to autograph it also. Thank you all so much. Any questions of me? Thank you all so much.
Thank you, President Abdullah. We are now going to enter into a closed meeting. So at this time, I would like to entertain a motion that the board committee go into a closed meeting for the discussion or consideration of legal matters pursuant to 2.2-3711A1, specifically discussion, consideration, or interviews of prospective candidates for employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of any public body, and evaluation of performance of departments or schools of public institutions of higher education, where such evaluation will necessarily involve discussion of the performance of specific individuals, namely specific items concerning presidential compensation. May I entertain a motion?
So move. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we will now go into closed session for that specific purpose. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. We will ask everyone to exit at this point, but prior to us coming back into open